No, you weren't seeing things. That graphic did say Sha Tin. We're on the all-weather on Wednesday night. Paul Lally's here to preview it all for us, and we get things underway at 7:15 with 8 on the all-weather surface. The first over the 1800 is a Class 5. Happy Hood's on a fast backup from the weekend. Nebula won on this surface 2 starts ago. Casa Sacred's now with Mark Newnham. Blinkers and the tongue tie come off. Colourful Baron pacifiers with cows off, blinkers on. Jubilation is now with Chris So, last start winner. Daily Beauty has the blinkers off, the visor and the tongue tie re-added. And Star of Glory is minus the blinkers, will wear pacifiers on the all-weather. The speed here, Paul, has Nebula and Star of Glory both showing pace. Colourful Baron, Nice Birdie not too far away with the 2 wide runners, Green Laser and Starship 80.
Yeah, all those first 5 horses you mentioned, they all like to go forward and anyone could lead. I mean, Star of Glory might want to go and push on with it. But Nebula, when he did win, led all the way and set up some pretty good sectionals. Son of McNamara, I think, will be a little bit closer from a better draw. Casa Sacred, I think Daily Beauty will have to go back.
Our first replay has a stack of horses that raced against each other last time. Nebula wins it. Starship 80 runs 3rd. Daily Beauty 5th. Son of McPhee makes up plenty of late ground. Yeah, look, I think Nebula, look, he's going to run a really good race once again here in this particular contest. So he goes in as the Quinella horse, but I think Son of McPhee can actually overturn it here up to 1800 metres. They went really slow in this race, and a couple more strides, he would have collared the eventual winner, Nebula. So I think it can be the same Quinella with the sort of usual suspects going around in this race, but I think it might be a different result the other way around. 6-5 that day, 5-2. According to Paul, the result of the first, which means that we're playing for minors out of any of these horses. This is back last season because Jubilation was with Peter Ho then. He has had one very quiet trial up at Chungfa. Son of McPhee appears in this replay too. Look, Jubilation has won on the surface before. He's just drawn a little bit awkwardly in barrier number 9 has Jubilation, but look, you can see he stretched out and won this one nicely. We know he does like the all-weather as well, so look, he definitely has to be a chance in this. And they are the replays for the first race, but you've given away your Quinella already. Yeah, I've said the Quinella there, but I think Son of McPhee can beat Nebula at this stage. So I'm going to go Son of McPhee to beat Nebula, 5 to beat 2, 3 Nice Birdie in there for 3rd, and a Colourful Baron who does like the surface for 4th. So 5, 2, 3, 6 in this race. And the Zach Pert and David Hall combination to win the first on Wednesday night. Second of the Class 5 races is the second, but we come back in trip to the 1200 metres for this one, and Sweet Diamond and Spicy So Smart are on the class drop. Spicy So Smart has the cheek pieces off and the blinkers going on. Craig's Master minus the cheek pieces and the hood, wears blinkers for the first time. General winner, cheek pieces off, visor and a crossover noseband on. Turbo Power has blinkers going back on. All is ready, wears a tongue tie. And Noir Rider has the blinkers coming off from the inside gate. Day Rich, he has been leading. He's been ridden off the pace, but on the all-weather, Paul, you think he might find the top here? Yeah, I think he could. I mean, Noir Rider has got the pace, but he's just lost it a little bit earlier on. Sweet Diamond likes to go forward. Spicy So Smart, drawn wide, goes forward. Lucky Ruby, another one that can go forward, but might just have to find a bit of cover. All is ready's back in trip, so I think he'll be sort of 3 back there. Our first replay features a horse running 3rd and a couple down the track. It's at Happy Valley. Day Rich fades. Fighting Star finishes well back. Vemos, Paul. He's done everything other than win a race. Could that change this week? Or you got something to beat him? I've got something to beat him, but I have got him as the Quinella horse because one thing about Vemos, he's so consistent. He's been placed in 12 of his 24 starts, so he's got a really good record there to run 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. He just can't get his nose in front, can he? He's always 1 or 2 in front of him, and it might be the case again in this race. Next up, we've got trial form around Spicy So Smart. He's had the 2 trials look good in both of them, and Lucky Ruby wasn't chased out to try and beat him in this trial either. No, and look, Lucky Ruby won 2 in a row last season. One of them was on a wet slow, but he got up to 44. He won off 44. He's down to this rating of 32. Zach Burton jumps aboard him. So, look, he's definitely a major player, and I like the way he trialled here. Spicy So Smart, he's got to just work a bit from the draw. So of the 2, I prefer Lucky Ruby. Two-time winner for Manfred Man is Lucky Ruby. And our final trial features Beat Hollow, who's midfield on the rail. All Is Ready the Grey, and Spicy So Smart features again.
All Is Ready, I thought, was very unlucky on his debut run. He got blocked on the way through. So, look, I think he's a chance, and he does work well on the surface. You can see that here for yourself. And Beat Hollow now, he was right on the cusp for me. He's a horse that did trial nicely here, and having his first start on the all-weather, he's just drawn barrier number 10. That was just the little thing that put me off. Now, you can see All Is Ready the Grey. He wasn't pushed at all, and he just finished off under his own steam there. So I really like the way he finished.
It's a good report for a couple of them, in particular All Is Ready, who is mid-pack. So that's a look at the runners in race number 2. Who do you like?
Going to go with All Is Ready. I'm going to put him on top. I thought he was really unlucky at his last start, so he goes on top. Vamos is very consistent. Sweet Diamond, now he should get a good run from barrier number 2. And he's the horse that's been downgraded. He's 1 of 50. He's at a rating of 40. And the other one that's well rated is Lucky Ruby, just ahead of Beat Hollow there. But 11, 3, 1 and 7.
That is the preview for the last of the Class 5s, which is race number 2. Race number 3 spins up and it looks this way. It is over the 1,650 metres. We go up in grade for the first time. Gallant Hero resumes. He's won his last 3 starts. Yeah, boy. He has the pacifiers going on. More Rice has the visor off. Mission Bravo placed last time behind a Bear Slam. Fortune President. He's a horse that has won course and distance. Asian 1 blinkers off. The pacifiers with cowls go on. Darcy Legend has a crossover noseband on, replacing the tongue tie. And co-partner Fion is now with Chris So, who's taken off the blinkers, put on a cross noseband and given him 4 trials prior to debuting for the stable. Easy speed map here, Paul. Mission Bravo always goes forward.
He does. He likes to lead, doesn't he? Yeah, Boy's gone forward in his last few starts. Reliable Profits, another one that likes to go forward. Lucky Banner can be positive from his draw. More Rice is up and trip, so he should be quite prominent. Ever Blessing should get a nice enough run there. Back to co-partner Fiona and Darcy Legend towards the back.
The likely leader is actually the leader in our first replay. Mission Bravo for home, and he looked home this day. He pinched that break at about the 500-metre mark. He was in the end run down by Bear Slam. That's Boom Alliance, who ends up running third, Paul, and he covered plenty of ground in this race.
Yeah, so it wasn't a bad run from him whatsoever. Look, I just really liked the run of Mission Bravo. He did everything but win this race, didn't he? He just got collared right on the post. So with this run under his belt, I think he's a big chance in the race. I have got 1 to beat him, but I think he can run well.
It's on barrier number 10, Mission Bravo. That's Bear Slam, who does race well first up, continuing that good form, winning that race. Gallant Hero, Paul, so good when we last saw him. He's had 3 trials. He had another one after this. What did you make of the trials? Yeah, look, he was sort of pushed a little bit here. He had his head sideways as well. So, look, you can see him being pushed out in this thing to really improve. Look, in the horse's credit, he did improve, but I just didn't really like the way he was sort of really pushed here in that last bit. And the whip actually came out at one stage. He wasn't used, I don't think. It was just to show him. But from barrier 14, I think he'd be unders of Zach on. So, look, I'm going to leave him out. OK, and a few of his other trials have looked that way too. Is this the horse that you do think can trouble Mission Bravo and beat him home in this trial too? He did. Look, I like the fact he's up to 1650s by deep field out of a fast net rock mare. So, really well bred for the surface. Did have a run on it when he did finish towards the back, but he missed the start on that occasion. So, he put himself out of the race. He's got Karis Teeden aboard, who does ride this track really well. And I like this trial. I thought 1650 would suit this horse at this stage. So I think he's a good chance. And Benno Young's horses grew legs on the all-weather last season. They had a great record. That's a look at the replay. But please, sir, you want some more? Yes, more Rice. We all like more Rice. So, yeah, he's on top, more Rice. I think he can win. Mission Bravo from the front. Look, I think Asian 1's ready to improve. This would be third up now. And does like the surface. And Ever Blessing, a horse that having his first start on the all-weather, but both his runs this season have been pretty good. So 6, 7, 11, 8. And race number 3 on this 8-race program will be the first leg of the 6-up. Race number 4, and there is a scratching here. So out goes Joy in Joy. In comes a Daily Trophy, and Keith Young will take the ride on Daily Trophy. And he wears no hood or pacifiers with cows for this Class 4 over the 1200. Happy Fat Cat's a last start winner. E Brothers been to the Happy Valley trials. Stand Up goes up in trip. Brave Witness on debut's had 3 trials. Semicander's had a stable change now with David Hayes, and he too has had 3 trials. Smart Folks up in grade, and further down Super Fast Dragon switches surfaces and goes from the 1,000 to the 1,200 metres. The speed map, Paul, Happy Fat Cat, well, it worked last time, just run along in front. He was able to hold on, but Smart Folks, horses like he and Semican do have plenty of early pace, as does E-Brother.
Yeah, and Colourful Prince as well. We know he's got a lot. So it's going to be a really fastly run race, I think, this one. Brave Witness is first starter here in Hong Kong, and he's also shown a bit of speed in his trial, so I don't think he's going to be too far away. So again, I think every horse will get their opportunity in this contest.
One horse that has been racing very well and close to a win on his favourite surface is Red Desert. Nick spoke to his jockey, Brenton Abdallah.
Brenton, obviously after what was a successful weekend, we'll get to that in due course, but coming up on Wednesday night is an all-weather fixture. You've got Red Desert, who ran a really good race in defeat for you last time.
Yeah, he's in good order. Obviously, it's been a while since he's won, but he missed a run the other day, as a few have, but he's trialled in between, trialled well. He's drawn well, handles conditions, so yeah, he didn't miss by much sort of first time around, but we'll see what we can do there tomorrow.
For a horse of his sort of stature and where he's at, I mean, he's a 7-year-old, well documented, he hasn't won for a very long time, granted, but that trial certainly suggested to many, I'm sure, that he looks like he's ready to nearly go close again. Would that be fair?
Yeah, look, I was really happy with his performance for me when I rode him last time. I thought he was home and he just probably ran out of a bit of condition, so he'll improve. He's had a couple trials in between now, so he's ready to go, and I think John's horses are just about to start firing, so hopefully he can get another one on the board for us.
Yeah, that certainly would look evident. I mean, he's having a look, he's a fully 44 pounds lower than his last one, which came off 93. So as a jockey, when you sort of assess a race like this and a horse like him, does it get to a point where you just sort of think, surely this guy has to win now, doesn't he, off his current mark, on his old form?
Yeah, look, there's there's no morals in racing, I find, but look, he's well set up there to go as close as possible, and hopefully he can break through.
You mentioned John Size, of course. Let's just wind the clock back to the weekend. I'm sure you've had a bit of time to let the dust settle. Great to get that first group in on the board in Hong Kong, and a little while in coming, I suppose. Obviously, it does get frustrating here, but you must have been really pleased with your horse's effort and just the win in general.
Yeah, they're obviously hard to get, the silverware. So in Australia we have sort of group ones all the time. So there's not many around here. So very proud, and something that I didn't think I'd be able to achieve so early in the stint here, but I think it was needed for where I am in the first part of my stint here. We're only 5 or so weeks in, and I think the horse was obviously well set up, small field, and he was able to get the job done. But for me personally, it was a big reward. Been working hard, had plenty of near misses, and hopefully it can just springboard something off it.
I imagine you'd obviously love to stay with him. Of course, I would presume all roads lead to December. He'll take in the trial perhaps on Bank of China Day. Is that the plan, do you think, going forward?
I wouldn't know. So up to John. And yeah, look, obviously I found the ride there the other day, probably with the weight with 121, and I'm tipping Huey probably would have been on him. So not sure what happens, but I'm a Group 2 winner on him, and that's the main thing. So we'll see what happens from here.
He's keeping the hand right up there after winning that, is Brenton Abdallah on Sight Success. Super Fast Dragon, Paul. Here he is down the straight last time. Lucky Fun finishes well back. He looks a horse that the further he goes, the better he'll be. He's a big animal.
He is. He's pretty big. He's been declared Aurora, and that's just been a little bit of a concern, I think, because he looks like he's going to finish off and win his races, and I'm surprised he hasn't won one by now. Coming back to the surface over the 1,200 metres, I think it's probably a positive for him. So, look, you can see he really tries hard. So I wanted to include him. I have included him on the minor line.
That is a Super Fast Dragon on a surface he has raced on before. Stand Up, Paul. He's trialled well again. He always trials well. He ends up winning, although the horse on the outside, 8 trigrams, actually trialled as well, if not better than him. He's somehow still a maiden, this horse.
Yeah, I know he is, isn't he? Look, he's hard to leave out, isn't he? Because he's going to run a race. He just can't seem to win one. I've included him again, but I've got one to beat him. But look, he's one that you don't want to leave out.
He's had 7 starts for 5 placings on the all-weather as stand-up, and 8 trigrams runs at this meeting as well, if you like the trial from him on the outside. Some more trial form at Samarkand, and of the 3 trials, this is his most recent one where he's been showing plenty of pace. He's up outside, and this was the horse, of course, last season that was sensationally backed on the all-weather.
He was, wasn't he? Look, he's a horse that has drawn barrier 12, so he's going to be wide as well. And when he did, when he was really well backed in the all-weather, he didn't win, by the way, as well. But you can see him. There's a lot of pace underneath him in this race, and that concerns me quite a bit. So, look, I'm not going to include him, but he did win this trial nicely enough.
I'll wait for a bit of a draw maybe with Samarkand and see what he does. We've got one more to show you, and it is the horse that you're going to pick out for us. And he's no stranger to Wednesday night racing. We're more used to seeing him at Happy Valley, though. Yeah, look, he's had 5 starts on the all-weather, and he's been placed on 4 of them. The horse we're talking about is E-Brother. And he's working here with a horse who's a lot higher in the ratings than We Are Heroes. So I did like his work going into it. And we know he likes the surface. I just think he'd be in the right position. All right position and win the race.
Well, yeah, I've got him in. Look, he's going to be a big price too, I think, E-Brother. So but I think he'll run a race at a price. So I've got him on top. Stand up in there for second, Red Desert and Super Fast Dragon. We talked about all those 3. But E-Brother each way, I think, might be a decent bet in race number 4.
That's a good push for E-Brother, and that is the first leg, the 4th of the Triple Trio. We preview race number 5 at Sha Tin on Wednesday night, and this over the 1200 is a Class 4. Flying Dragon, a 3-time course and distance winner. King Excellente second up in trip and switches surfaces. Magic Supreme loves racing here. Fast Buck is coming back from the 1650 last time to the 1200. Mr. Aladdin's had 5 trials, 4 of them this season. Killer Instinct, the last start winner, carries an extra £6 for it. Cool Blue has the cheek pieces going on, and 8 trigrams down the bottom has won twice first up, actually eligible for the top of Class 5 also. He's one of the speed influences in the race, Paul. 8 trigrams, as is Strive for Glory, as is Mega Bonus, and we know Magic Supreme has plenty of high speed.
Yeah, so I think he'll end up leading of those 4 you mentioned, but they'll be all right there. Fast Bucky led in a recent trial. He won't be too far away. Podium likewise. Back to King Excellente. Mr. Aladdin on debut, I think, will be midfield. And it could set it up for some of these back runners. Killer Instinct, we know he's the last start winner. Power and Flying Dragon.
We've got winning form to start off with here, Paul. Killer Instinct. This was a massive performance. He was off the track the entire way. Flying Dragon was making ground. We see Red Desert in the race prior, and Cool Blues just held up for a little bit of the home straight here before he works out. Yeah, so he got out nicely and did finish off the race strongly enough. I did like the run of Flying Dragon as well. I thought once he got into the clear, he finished off strongly here for 3rd and was making up really good ground at the end. So, look, of the 2, I'm going to actually go with Flying Dragon. I'm going to put Cool Blue in as well. But he still does a lot of things wrong, this horse. He's still a bit green. Harry Bentley's having a terrific season. He'll ride Flying Dragon. Magic Supreme, a turf appearance for him, Paul. He's a horse that has won 4 times. All of them have been over the 1200 metres, 2 on the all-weather, and he's well rated in this.
Yeah, so he's another one that he's going to go straight to the front, I think, but he might get pressure. That's just a little query we've got with Magic Supreme. We know he's a fast horse, but again, a bit of a boom or bust. He can drop away quite quickly, as we saw in this particular contest. But from barrier 4, he should be able to get to the front.
Power, another one that has raced well on the surface, but it has been in Class 5. This is his trial. This is Pinghai Galaxy leading for home. Gorgeous Vitality second. He makes up plenty of late ground, but what about up in grade? Yeah, I mean, that's just a query. Can he do it in Class 4 here as well? Like, as you say, he was pushed out in this trial, but he was asked to make ground, and he did manage to make ground, and he finished sort of a distant 3rd, didn't he? So the trial wasn't too bad. He was right on the cusp for me, but didn't quite make it. All right, Nada Akapow, we'll leave him for another day and another race. And finally, Fast Buck has had 2 trials, one at Sha Tin, this one up at Chung Fa, and they've both looked good, haven't they? Yeah, I like this trial. You can see him once he sort of got to the front. He did lead nice enough, and he kept going past the line as well, which I thought was pretty good. So look, he's going nicely at the moment, Fast Buck, and I think he's a bit of a chance here back in trip, back to the 1200, and it was a nice enough trial here from him. You
you can see them come away, but he wasn't pushed out at all, was he? He just sort of coasted to the line. So with those trials under his belt, I think he'll run well.
He beat Cool Blue in the other trial, who is in the same race as him as Fast Buck. Who did you settle on?
Went with Flying Dragon, the one at the top there. We know he loves the course and distance, and he's on top. Fast Buck on the back of that trial. Both those trials have been good from him. Cool Blue in there for third. Just does a few things wrong, Cool Blue. Once he puts it all together, I think he can start winning. And Mr. Aladdin, I'll put the first starter in. Blinkers on for his debut run, £1,096. He's had 5 trials for him, and Pierre Ong's horses always go the races pretty fit. 1697.
It is the Harry Bentley dinner ship combination for Paul to win race number 5. Class 3 time in race number 6, and the Class 3s run the 1650 with Bonza Perla having the blinkers off and the pacifiers with the cows going on. Fiery Diamond carries an extra £7 than what he did last time. Had a fill back in trip, seizing the moment, blinkers off. Pacifiers with the cows go on. Viva Hunter has blinkers again. So We Joy wears a hood again. Perfect Team pacifiers the first time. And we go down to Captain Win, Invincible Missile and Nordic Star. So big field, 14 of them over the 1650 here, Paul. Beauty Champ leads. Viva Hunter has early pace, as does Fiery Diamond, and Adderfill should get a nice trip.
Yeah, I think those 3 in front there, they've all got sort of widest draws, so they're going to have to come across. But Beauty Champ, I think from the wide draw, is just going to have to push on and try and get to the lead. Fiery Diamond, as such, from 10, he can sort of slot him behind. And Viva Hunter, he's another one that's drawn wide. He likes to race forward. He's drawn 11. So I think the wide horses can come across and lead. We know Invincible Missile likes to get back. You're My Everything's up in trip, but I think he'll still go back.
Adderfill had a great season last season, and Karis got on extremely well with the horse. And Nick spoke to Karis earlier today.
Karis Teaton, we've got an all-weather fixture coming up on Wednesday night, and they can't run these meetings without you and Adderfill turning up to the party. First start of the season. Pretty handy record on the dirt.
Yeah, well, it's just a shame that last week we got cancelled because it was a smaller field. And well, you know, he's in saying so. He just gave him a bit of more time, and you know, the horse has definitely after each and every run, and even from last season, I feel he's getting better physically and mentally. His trial was good last week, so really looking forward to riding him again.
Talking of that sort of physicality, I mean, he's weighing in this Wednesday at 1134 pounds. He actually won once when he weighed in at 1133. So has he strengthened up? Do you feel he's at the right sort of place to win first up?
Yeah, he's definitely strengthened up a lot from last season. You can see his trial this season. He's doing everything really good, and you know, like I said, that's why I said physically, I think he's taking a step forward. Again, I know it's his first run, but if he gets the right run, he'll be competitive.
Yeah, he's a horse that takes rapid steps forward in his races. Talk to me about the trip, Karis. This is his second go at 1650. Do you feel 12 and 1650 sort of come alike for this guy? I mean, he was good on his only start over the distance.
Yeah, well, I thought, you know, he was winning the 1200 because he was running in lower class races, and he was just, you know, a step better than a class 4. But I believe the 1650 is his trip. 1200 is a bit too quick for him. In the 1650, he gets his chance, and yeah, I think he's fresh. He's got fresh pair of leg on him, so he's ready to go.
And this being a class 3, of course, but last time out that was an 85 down to 60, and the horse that beat you was rated 83. So in essence, he does come in with perhaps some of the strongest form as well.
Yeah, of course he ran really great last time. You know, he just got beat, but like I think he's a really progressing horse, and you know, he's only getting better. So looking forward for him on the weekend.
Karis Teaton there, re Adderfill. You've had this horse in a few times this season, Paul. Maldives. There he is on the rail, well back, turning for home. Gets a good draw, course and distance placing to his name. He has won over the 1650 twice at Happy Valley. Yeah,
it's quite a strong race, this one. Like, he was right on the sort of cusp for me, but as you say, barrier 1, he'll get back, but he generally does. But you can see him making up some really good ground coming through the inside. So, look, I wouldn't be surprised if he won, but he didn't quite make it in this particular contest.
OK, so no Maldives this week. Fiery Diamond's trial now. We know him on this surface. Just his second look over the 1650. Captain Win's been very hard to catch. The others in this are Beauty Missile 9th, and So We Joy He's had two pretty quiet trials, but also a poor first up record.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Look, it was a nice trial here from Fiery Diamond. He won well. I didn't mind the Captain Win. I know he's a hard horse to have, but his last run wasn't too bad. And they rode him sort of midfield, and I just wonder if they'll do something similar here with the pace on. I'm going to include him, which I don't normally do, on a very minor line, because I didn't want to completely leave him out.
Second up has been the time to catch him also. Beauty Champ Paul has had two trials. He ran second behind Super Wind Dragon in the first of them, then a third here behind a horse called Victor the Winner. I'm pretty sure that sight success up outside the leader.
It was. I think it was a really good, strong trial, this one. I think he'll go forward from his wide draw, and if he does get to the front, I think he's a massive chance in this race. Look, he should be a reasonable price as well. I'm definitely including him because I think the horse is going well at the moment. And even though he has drawn wide, I think he can work his way across. And as you say, Victor the Winner, sight success, beat him in that trial.
He was hard held on the inside of sight success too, and that's really good form now.
It looks good, doesn't it? Definitely. So he's going to go in as the Quinella horse for me, but I'm going to stick with Adderfield. I think Adderfield's a really good horse here on the surface. So he's on top to beat Beauty Champ. Beaver Hunter is very honest. He'll come across from his wide draw, and I'm going to pro Captain Win in just on a minor line. I think Adderfield will win, but I think there could be a good Quinella there with Beauty Champ. 3, 10, 6 and 12.
That is race number 6, which kicks off the first leg of the late treble. Highest grade race of the night is race number 7, Class 2. It's the Hebe Hill Handicap, and it's over the 1650 with Telecom Fighters switching to the all-weather. 6-time winner over 1650, but all at Happy Valley. Spirit Express raced wide at Sha Tin last time. Apache Pass has his first start since heading to a Korea last time. True Legends now with Cody Moe, and the tongue tie goes on. Eremo blinkers off, pacifiers with cows are on. Rise Brethren wears pacifiers again. And Nelly Fine comes to the dirt for the first time. And Casper has added blinkers to the grey. Telecom Fighters, Paul, well, it works on the grass, he leads, but all for St Paul's, you think might be happy to take a trail?
Well, I don't know if he'll be happy to take a trail, but I think Telecom Fighters will just press on with the from Luke Ferraris on barrier number 5. So I think he can cross all for St Paul's is probably what I can say there. Youthful Deal, now he's a query, but he's way up in trip, so I think he's going to, if he doesn't go forward, he might just pull a bit up to the 1650. True Legend is another one that really likes to lead, so there's going to be some good pace in this race.
It's one of the most interesting points on the entire card. Youthful Deal up to the 1650. Nick spoke to the man that should know best, his trainer, Frankie Law.
Frankie Law, Youthful Deal, one of your runners coming up on Wednesday night. Good quality race as well. He's back on his preferred surface, so that always has to be a positive.
Yes, only we don't know the distance. So need to try because he's good, very good on the dirt. So yeah, we need to try. Yeah.
How happy have you been with these trials, Frankie? He looked really good in that latest trial.
Yeah, he tried really good. But unfortunately, before we have a race for him, but the typhoon coming, you need to cancel the race. And we can't find another race for him, so I just put in this race.
You never strike me as someone that gets too frustrated, Frankie, but how frustrating is it when you lose those races? Obviously, I mean, you've obviously made a plan for this horse and you haven't been able to run. I guess it is a bit frustrating and sort of stop-start, isn't it, really?
Yes. You know, the next time, that race is 3rd of December, so long way to go. And so that's why I also need to try 60-50, yeah.
I had a look at his second up record. He's run a couple of really good races second up. Is he the type of horse that, you know, takes a run and then gets to peak fitness?
I think so. Some horses will like this, maybe need to race one time and then second time should be much better, yeah.
I read an article leading up to this fixture that you might have designs on going to Dubai. Is that very much the plan with him? If he comes through this well, is Dubai might be in the offering?
Yes, I already have planning. If he race good on the dirt, I win 2 or 3, the ratings going up, maybe I will try to go to Dubai, yeah.
I guess your options here are limited, aren't they, really? So now that Dubai has sort of opened up their season a bit more, it does give him a bit of opportunity to go there. In respect to the trip, how confident are you that he will get this distance, Frankie?
I just try because usually the horse are good on the dirt. 60-50 maybe no problem, and he got a good draw.
you got a new jockey as well, Matthew Chadwick. What? Obviously Vincent unavailable, so Matthew will take the ride. Obviously a nice ride for him as well.
Yes, I put him on Jumbo last Thursday. He said the horse really quite easy to ride. Yeah.
Frankie Law there, youthful deal. To Happy Valley we go now, Paul, and there's a stack of them in this replay. We're going to show you down to the winning post and around the first bend just to show where the horses land. We've got Telecom Fighters from the outside gate. Spirited Express runs 4th. Rise Brethren 3rd. Nearly Fine the Grey. Berlin Tango and Everyone's Delight. So that's where they are jumping out of the gates. And we saw on your speed map, well, he led from 12 this day, Telecom Fighters, and barrier number 5 this week.
Yeah, so I think he can get to the front. You can see him doing it easy as well. I mean, All for St Paul's won't make it totally easy for him because he's another one that really likes to lead. But I think Telecom Fighters is more of a win or bust lead type horse. All for St Paul's has won coming off the pace in the past. So I don't think he's going to go too crazy. And you can see Rise Brethren here, 3rd. Now, he's only had 1 start on the all-weather. He got really well back that day and finished off really strongly for 4th at a big price. Look, he's the one I'm going to take out of this because I like him coming back to the all-weather. You can see him finishing off strongly enough here in this race as well. And I thought it was a good run from him. Now, Nearly Fine, he went pretty well. The query was his first start on the surface and with blinkers on as well.
All right, so that's a look at plenty out of that race. Now, you've had some Cheng Cheng love lately with Cheng Cheng Glory winning. You won't miss Cheng Cheng Prince. Surely he'll be sporting the pink tie if he's in your selections, won't you? Yeah,
well, that's a good idea, actually. No, I do like him. I think he can, he's got barrier 12, but he's a good fresh horse. Ran 2nd fresh up last season, then backed it up with a nice win, so held his form. This is Adderfield winning the trial. I think Adderfield's a really big chance earlier on in the card. And look, he's going really easy. He's a horse that likes the surface. He's got that American bloodlines. Yeah, I think he can run pretty well at a price.
All right. Easy as that. Cheng Cheng Prince.
Yeah, we'll go with him. Hopefully we'll get a double-figure price with Cheng Cheng Prince. And so we'll put him on top there from Rise Brethren. Handsome 12. Now, we haven't talked about him, but he's going to get a really nice run, I think, just in behind, and we know he likes the surface. And Apache's Pass, look, the jury's slightly out with him because he looked really good on the surface, and then he sort of went off the boil a little bit. Let's see if we can recapture some of that form. 2-11, 9 and 4.
Andrea Retzani and Francis Loy, the combination with Cheng Cheng Prince to win race number 7. This is a very good field to finish the night in race number 8. It is listed as a Class 3 over the 1200 metres, and Super Wind Dragon is on the class drop. All with the debuts for Maniac and Pulsar Strider. Wider draw for last start winner Self Improvement. Galaxy Patches 1 for 1. Euro Rock second, 2 starts ago to Self Improvement. We've got Packing Bowl wearing a tongue tie for the first time. And Shining Fortune blinkers off. Pacifiers with Cowls go on. Looking at the map, Paul, Packing Bowl shown plenty of pace in trials, and a number of them have been on this surface.
Yeah, and he has looked quite good working on the surface. He's by deep field out of a fast net rock there, so that cross definitely works well on the surface. Pulsar Strider, he likes to go forward. Lavero, now he's a horse coming from Japan. He's raced on the dirt over there. He's had 2 trials to get him ready, 1132 pounds. He'll go forward. Victory Scholars comes to the surface, and he likes to go forward. Euro Rocks raced handy last time. Magnac's never far away, and Self Improvement's drawn wide. So, but there's going to be sort of a little bit of jostling for early positions, I think.
Galaxy Patch, 1 start, 1 win. Here's Nick with Karis Teaton.
Karis, there's some nice rides coming up at the all-weather meeting on Wednesday night for you, and Galaxy Patch, very much an interesting runner, a winner on debut on the turf, but switching to the dirt now.
Yeah, Nick. Well, prior to his first run, he had a few. He had a trial where he tried really good on all-weather, and I think he handled it pretty well. Of course, with there's not many 1200 meter on the turf, and it was one that was too quick, too soon for him. So we thought, you know, he did try pretty good on the all-weather. So let's give him a go on it. And but I think he's gonna be okay. I think he's gonna handle the track really well. He's an improving horse.
You sound pretty confident in that respect. Was after that trial, were you and Pierre sort of the thinking that this is a horse that could be quite versatile?
Yeah, well, the trial showed that he handled it pretty good. So, and he's very versatile, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to running him. I think he's a really smart horse. I think if he gets the right run, he's gonna be very competitive.
you've always done quite well on the all-weather in recent seasons, Carrie. So your horse has drawn 3 here. Is that a good place to be on the all-weather?
I mean, you know, his first start he did not break too well, but I took him on a jump out. He did jump pretty well, but I think, you know, he's a kind of a horse where I would just have to leave him alone wherever he is, and he will do his best when it needs to be.
Just having a look at the race, I guess self-improvement, would he look to be perhaps your biggest danger? I mean, he's at 1 start, 1 win on the all-weather this season.
Yeah, of course he's one of the danger. But the horse that ran second to him came out and did not perform well at Happy Valley. So the form line is okay, but you know, end of the day, it's a dirt race, and usually, you know, it's the form doesn't stand out. So we'll see. I'm just gonna ride my horse the way I think would be best for him.
There is Sha Tin on Galaxy Patch. We've got all-weather form, Paul, winning form too, self-improvement and Neuro Rocks. And this pair had a really good battle up the straight. In the end, if you took the short price of 1.3 about self-improvement, you did get paid.
You did, but you would have been a little bit nervous about now, wouldn't you? Because Neuro Rocks looks like he was just going to go past him. Now, Neuro Rocks has run again since. It didn't run so well on the turf, but he'll come back onto this surface as well. Self-improvement obviously likes his surface, and you can see him stretching out and winning nicely in the end in this race. So, look, he's one you have to include.
Super Win Dragon. Here is his first up run on the turf. It was hard to find another replay to show for him other than this one, but he much is going to prefer switching to the inside track, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is where his go. He's been downgraded. Look, he did win them in a row last year and he got penalised. He got up to an 88 rating. He's now been downgraded. He's got to carry the big weight from barrier 8. That was just the query I had. He might just have to give away a bit of weight to some of these young and up-and-coming horses. And saying that, the horse is working well at the moment, and we know he really likes the surface. And it wasn't a bad run, to be fair, here on the turf.
And it was a strong field too. Plenty of classy horses in that race. Now, this is an interesting runner, Paul. Packing Bowl debut winner. Not a whole lot since then. This is him in a recent trial. He's had 2 trials, and they've both looked good.
They have. Look, when the pressure's gone on this horse, he's sort of folded in his last couple of starts. So that's just a little query. Positive for him as he does come onto the surface, and we've seen him. We've seen these horses once they get onto the surface go really well. He's bred for it. There's definitely that good breeding for an all-weather horse. So, look, I was happy to watch him though, because I think it's quite a deep race, this one.
And that was Fun Together that ran 3rd in that trial. He was a winner on Sunday. As you said, deep race, good field. Yeah,
really good field to finish. I think Galaxy Patch has still got rating points in hand, and his win was really strong on debut. He's on top now. Shining Fortune went a really good race on the turf last start. He comes in with a light weight and does like the surface. Self-improvement. We talked about a Magnac, another horse we haven't talked about, but another one that comes onto the surface for the first time, always trials well on it and drawn nicely in barrier 5. 5-12-4-2.
And that is the preview for the 8 on the all-weather at Sha Tin on Wednesday night. Post time for the opener is 7:15.